So, 5,000 subscribers we hit, and I'd like to thank every single one of you for joining the channel and following along with it. I'd also like to take the time to do a shout out to Val. Val will know who she is. Her partner asked if I could give her a shout out, so hi Val. I'm going to go through these questions now. What made me start true crime? I've always had an interest in true crime, from the likes of Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, BTK, all of the big names, and that was since like I said, very, very young. But what made me look at true crime in this kind of niche on this platform is because I felt that it was a niche that you could raise awareness of specific things, and I'll come back to that later. It will make a little bit more sense. 6 dinner guests, dead or alive. Now, this was a good question and a hard one, but these are the people who I put down. I put Tom Hardy, because I think at the moment he's one of the best actors out there, and I just I'm a film buff, do you know what I mean? So I appreciate what this guy does on film. James Dean, coolest man ever to live. You've got to have a meal with that guy. Kurt Cobain, because I'd really like to know what actually happened in that guy's life and why it ended the way it did, and if indeed it ended the way that we all were led to believe it did. Robin Williams, look, man was an absolute genius and obviously very, very sad inside. And I think it might have just been nice to have had a conversation with him and you know, see if we can help him. Heath Ledger, what a loss, what an absolute tragedy, the loss of Heath Ledger. And Chester Bennington, I grew up on Linkin Park, and that guy and his talent was off the scale. Off the scale. But like I say, that was a hard question because there are so many people that we can appreciate and respect from the abundance of history that there is. Do you know what I mean? So it's a hard one. It's a hard one. But I kind of wanted people who have impacted on my life personally. So that was where I got them names from. Someone asked about monetization. Am I looking to monetize the channel further, like in live chats and stuff like that? Look, the channel does have certain monetization features. You can join the channel. There are certain levels of membership. One of them, you can work with me one-to-one, and I touch on that later on. But look, there's a fine line between monetizing your channel when you're covering certain topics. Now, people will know if they've been around for a bit. Yes, the channel's monetized. Anything that is earned through Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, Super Chat, Super Stickers, any membership, anything like that is going to be donated to the school that my partner works at. And it's going to help, hopefully, buy an iPad for them to have in their learning journey. These are children with special educational needs, and as you all know, funding on education, everything is being cut year after year after year, and these schools are struggling. So we just want to be able to provide them with something. But beyond that, I'm probably not going to do anything. The ad revenue pays a little bit of money, and it covers my time in filming, editing, travelling to where I've got to go, and just that's it. And that's all I'm interested in. Children. Do I have children? Yes, I do have children. I have 2 daughters and I have 3 stepchildren. 2 girls, 1 boy. The 2 daughters do not live with us, but the 3 stepchildren do live with us. And yes, one of my children is called Summer. What do you do for a living? I don't do a lot. When I say that, I say I don't do a lot. I'm a lot So I am a financial director for a car business. That is a friend who owns that business, and I basically do all of the monetary side of his business. I also work as a business consultant for startup businesses for a company called Athenium, which is based in Germany. That means when companies or people are looking to start up businesses all over the world and they have questions to do with, it might be the administration, it might be transportation, import, export, anything like that, I will discuss it with them. I have an abundance of knowledge in certain areas because I worked in middle management for one of the largest retail businesses on the planet. And I also am a personal trainer and I am a life coach. And someone asked about psychology before. Why did I do psychology? I actually paid to do a psychology course, a degree, after I left school and done other things, and it was basically to become a life coach. And I thought that that was the best thing to do in order to be able to do that more effectively than many people that call themselves life coaches and aren't actually life coaches. What do you value most about doing your channel? Again, this is tied into a later question, the last question that I'll do. But I think one of the biggest things I value is to speak to people, to feel like you're making a difference. There are many, many channels that you can do that if you do effectively, you are making someone's life different. There was a very good guy in the YT world, and one of the things he says is if you make a video and the person is feeling the same when they finish it than they did when they started it, then the video had no point. So I'd like to think that when somebody watches a video that I do, that by the time they have finished watching it, they have a different feeling. It is churned something up inside them. And that's what I like. Do I believe in mediums, and are they helping in the Summer Wells case? Look, this is my honest response to this. Now, I do believe in people who are gifted. There was a situation a few years back when a friend of ours was killed. He was actually in a car crash, had a head-on collision, and died. Horrendous accident. Now, we was away on holiday, so thousands and thousands of miles away, and went to see a medium. And this medium had details of what happened in that accident that there is no way that she could have ever known. So yes, I do believe in mediums and things like that. I do believe in it because I've seen it with my own eyes. Do I believe they're helping in this case? No. And I'll tell you for why. Because for every one genuine medium there's 5 charlatans. And that's a fact. So it's trying to sift through the truth from the rubbish. And it's like that with everything. Every piece of information we get, there's always some truth. There's always some rubbish sprinkled with it. So are they helping? No. Because they can't. They can't help because there's no way of telling who is really genuine and has information that is viable and who's talking out the backside. And that's it. They're not being allowed and able to help. They're not being taken seriously. Have I ever been to the States? No, I haven't. I have relatives in the States. My cousin, she lives in Florida and she is married to someone in the US Forces. I also have distant cousins who live in Nebraska, but I personally have never been to the States. I have been as close as Aruba. I've spent time in Aruba, I've spent time in Cancun, but I've never been there. I am definitely going to, but this was always a plan that I would go to the States when I was older, when the children had their own lives, and then I would start to explore the States. It wasn't ever somewhere that I thought I would go as a youngster and take children all around there. Maybe I'm selfish, I didn't want to show them the States. I wanted to keep it all to myself. What drew me to the Summer Wells case? Some honesty for you. Now, what I want to do with this channel, I'm going to actually tie 9 and 10 in together, because someone put, what do I think would lessen child crime? And the answer to that was increased public awareness. And that ties back into what drew me to the Summer Wells case, okay? Now, the Summer Wells case is huge. It's absolutely massive. It's everywhere. And if I do a video on Oakley Carlson or Harmony Montgomery, I hardly get any views. But Summer Wells, even on a channel this size, could get 6, 7, 8, 9,000 views in a relatively short period of time. So my thought was, look, I want this channel to be able to raise awareness, and this case is fast becoming as sensationalised, as massive as the Madeleine McCann case. And I saw a window of opportunity to utilise this case and its popularity to leverage it against cases that weren't as popular. I thought that if I could some way find a way to link these cases to Summer, then I would be able to raise awareness of these other cases. And hopefully there would come that tipping point where they then themselves become popular, and you form off like this tree where you've then created another popular case that you can branch off from that and off from that and just raise awareness. Because ultimately what's happened over the years is these cases have got brushed under the carpet, they've got hidden away from the public eye, and because of public ignorance of it, it's been allowed to grow into what it has. And it's cases like Summer, it's cases like Madeleine McCann, it's cases like Baby P that resonate through the times. And we just need to make sure that these cases, as tragic as it is, that we use them however we can to not only delve deep into them, but use them to help raise that awareness of other cases, because that's what this world needs. And that brings 10 questions to an end. I could have gone on for ages. I don't know how long this video's been, but I'm sure some of you got to question 4 and thought, bugger him, and run off. So I'm not going to go on for much more. But no, there we go. Thank you, absolutely every single one of you, and I shall catch you all in the next one.